After 2 hours of playtime with the recently released Master Mode for Breath of the Wild, I've come to realize something. It's as if I'm playing an entire different game. Now don't get me wrong, at a core it's still the amazing and new Zelda experience we all fell in love with a few months ago, but the way you have to play Master Mode differs very much from how you would play on the regular difficulty. In the normal story mode, the game is still somewhat of a challenge, at least at the beginning of the game. It only takes a few trial and error runs to have your typical combat scenario down. You can run into almost any enemy camp and take them all on with your Boko Club like it's no problem. And now that I think about it, it's really how I rated every enemy camp or enemy in the game. I mean, I didn't use a Boko Club every time, I had other weapons, but I'm saying that because I was able to get enemies' attack patterns down early in the game because there isn't much enemy variety, I never really had to experiment that much with how I planned my attack. I just run in, bash some skulls, maybe shoot a few arrows, and that was it. In the recently released Master Mode, I tried the same thing and got absolutely crushed. The game is brutally challenging now. I mean, look at this shit. Who thought this was a good idea? That is just Nintendo forewarning us that this shit's going to be difficult. Anyways, I tried running into a camp to pick on some bokoblins, but I would be killed every time, at least until I got a little creative with my process. See, running into a camp like your John McClane will never work. You must carefully plan your attack. One tactic I've picked up is to roll a bomb into the camp, cause a big explosion, which blows the bokoblins all over the place and separates them. Then rush over to the most powerful one to deal some heavy blows on him to finish him off first. And remember, all the enemies have regenerating health, so keep hitting him until he keels over, then deal with the rest of the bokoblin squad. Another thing I've come to realize in Master Mode is that bombs are your best friend. Since you always have them, make sure to use both the round and cube bombs. They deal a decent amount of damage and give you a good chance to pick up a dropped enemy weapon from the blast. That takes me to my next tip. If an enemy drops their weapon, pick it up so they cannot use it anymore. An enemy deals much less damage without a weapon than they do with one. Even if you have the same weapon, toss that shit in the water and you pick up theirs. An enemy is much easier to defeat knowing they will not one-hit kill you. A new feature put in the Master Mode are these floating platforms placed all around Hyrule, held up by octo balloons. On the platform might be an enemy or a treasure chest just waiting to be rummaged through. If you have some arrows in your arsenal, they're relatively easy to get. Just shoot an arrow at one or two of the balloons to make the platform fall and the chest drops. But if you do not have any, or you don't want to waste a couple arrows, there are other ways to reaching the platforms, such as I did here by jumping off a tower and paragliding over to them, and trust me when I say this, you are going to want to get these chests. They usually contain a great item or a vastly superior weapon than what you would normally get on the ground, and you're going to need those weapons pretty badly. A stick isn't going to do you much good, while a broadsword can. Many of the weapons from this chest even have added bonuses to them, such as increased attack power or durability, to which I say, thank you, Nintendo. I'm really looking forward to the new adventure in Master Mode. It's giving me a new perspective on what I believe to be one of the greatest video games I've ever played. It's forcing me to change my playstyle and be a little creative or think outside the box. Now I wasn't able to play the new Trials of the Sword yet because, like an idiot I am, I deleted my 70-hour save file to restart a new story mode when I finished the game. So, since I'm playing the game through on Master Mode, I will play through the Trials in Master Mode, and that's gonna be fun. All in all, I believe if you loved Breath of the Wild and are looking for a challenge, pick up the expansion pass. It gives you a new experience and kicks you right in the nuts too.